Hello everybody, welcome to another tutorial. Since Valentine is just around the corner, I thought I'll share this card with you. Now this card was shot quite some time back, so please don't mind the background and the not so great lightning. So first of all, I'll start with some heart dice. So my plan was to create a heart shaped card, and for that I'm taking the two largest dice, the first largest and the second largest die. Now whatever products I have used throughout my tutorial, as always, they'll be linked in the description below of my channel. So you'll, in case you are curious on what those supplies are, you can definitely check that out. So here what I'm doing is I have just folded a red cardstock, and then I am cutting out the heart shape out of it using the largest heart shape die. And what I have done is, you can see at the top I have left some area off. So what that will do is that will create a hinge for our heart shaped card, and then I'll pass it through my die cutting machine. And the second piece is what I'm cutting out of some dual textured white cardstock, and that is the second largest heart shaped die that I have used. So here you can see the hinge that I was talking about, which has created that shaped card, and then on top of it I'll be adding this white card base like so. So this is a good hack for those of you who are looking to make shaped cards. You can definitely use this technique for a circle card, oval card, and like so. So now what I want to do is I want to actually create a Valentine kind of a scene for my card. So I'm using some distress ink in the color as shown, and using my ink blending brushes and nature stencil I am creating a cloud background. So again, you could see it is very easy to make. It's not pretty difficult, and all you have to do is just make sure that you don't put a lot of color. You go with a light hand while applying the ink on top of the paper. And then just to bring everything together, again I'm just adding some light blue color using the same ink, again going with a very light hand on top of the cardstock. Since I am using the correct cardstock for ink blending and the tool which is preferred for ink blending, what happened was that ink blending became very easy for me. Now the next up, I want to use the character on top of the card. So for that I'm using this cute girl from one of the craft angle stamp. Again, all the products will be linked below for you all, for those of you who are interested. So I'm stamping this on top of 100% cotton paper because I plan to do some watercoloring on top of it. Now this is another thing that I talk a lot about, is that if you are a person who likes to do alcohol ink blending on top of using the characters, you want to like coloring them using some alcohol inks, then use a alcohol ink friendly paper. And in case you are doing some watercoloring on top of it, then use watercolor paper. Now using the right paper is a must depending on the technique that you are doing. There is no other way around it. So here I'll let you enjoy the whole coloring process. I have stamped the character using Versafine Onyx black ink. Now this is my go-to ink pad whenever I'm doing stamping, and this dries waterproof. So if I'm doing a watercolor on top of it, I have no issues with this. It's one of my favorite black ink guys. I cannot stress it enough. It's an amazing ink pad. For those of you, I would definitely say, who are new to stamping and card making, give it a try. It will really change your life. So just I'm doing some very simple coloring. So I start off with putting first the color in the shadows and then just blending out the colors. Again, I'm not worrying a lot about where the light is going to come and all that, because it's just at the end of the day I wanted to make a cutesy card. I was not very worried about making the perfect coloring or all that. So I'll let you enjoy the coloring process, and then once the coloring is done, I'll be back. So once the coloring was done, I have done some fussy cutting around the character, just to so that I plan to put on the character on top of the scene using some foam tape. So that's the whole idea, and that is why I'm fussy cutting the character around the edges. Now, of course, I could have done it exactly around the girl. However, I honestly don't like that look. I normally like to keep a white border for all my fussy cutted characters, and that is what I have done here as well. Now, for the sentiment of the card, again, I decided to not do any stamping and rather use a ready made printed sentiment. So I'm using love sentiments here, and I have cut out the character that I want to use, and I have cut out the sentiment that I want to use, and here I'm deciding on the placement of where the character will go and where the sentiment will go. Once I'm happy with how the placement looks, I will put on some foam tape just to give it some added dimension, because in my cards I normally like to have dimensions and layers. However, if you are a person who likes to create flat cards, you could definitely use just a regular liquid glue or a red tape to stick your characters, and that will be it. I think a very simple card. However, in person it would look very pretty because of the whole heart shaped card, and the cloud scene that we have created, and then girls standing on top of it, etc. So this would make a very cutesy card, I would say, this Valentine. So for those of you who are interested in making a colorful yet cute card, I think this would work out perfectly. And then once I'm happy with how the base has been created, I'll just add some liquid adhesive and I'll stick it on the top of the red card. Now again, you could see that I have tried to use red in while coloring the girl in terms of on her shirt and clothes, etc. So that is how I have repeated the red. And normally I feel that people should do like repeat your colors a couple of times just to make sure that everything ties in together. So the red is tying that way. Then we have blue, which is on her jeans, which is a darker shade of blue, and then we have the blue on the sky, and then black we have as a sentiment, and black we have as a hair. So like kind of repeating everything will make the card even more cohesive. And here what I'm doing is I'm using some heart shaped shaker elements. This is one of my favorite craft angles release. I think we did couple of, I think a year or two back, and I like to use it now and then on such kind of cutesy card to add cute embellishments on top of the card. And of course it makes very beautiful shaker card as well. So that is what I'm using over here. I'm just adding some white hearts here and there, and I have added the red heart on top of her envelope which she wants to give to the guy, and on her hair, and that will complete my card. A very, like, this is not my normal style, but I do like to make these kind of cutesy cards now and then. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in my next tutorial. Till then, take care. Bye bye.